Hey, good afternoon, YouTube. I lost one of my longer videos, and just going over that with a little more context. The purpose of that video was why I would leave the left as a black person. I might also have a couple videos with this beard, and then it'll be thinner. Probably have some of this gone. Black Zangief look totally in right now. Bros, if you ain't Zangief, you ain't shit. If you play Ryu, you ain't shit. It's about the boy Zangief. So, now that that's out of the way, why I left the left, going back over that video more in depth, the racism. I can be, let's see, what are things black people, okay, oh, a bad father, according to the left, a lazy worker, or a just waste of total space. That's how the left that's how the left sees black people. A huge thing people don't like to get into is genetics. There are preconceived notions about genetics that came from Robert Doyle, and nobody wants to admit this. White people, black people, y'all all love to cling to race. The thing is y'all are all a part of the same race. It's called the human race. There's a difference in genomes between us, and it doesn't account for much. Where the Asians are better mathematicians, civil mathematics, Africans are better war tacticians. We fight, we know how to guerrilla warfare, and we can make the most of minimal numbers. I mean, it's different. It's very different. For instance, World War II is proof that the Japanese weren't masters of warfare. Their plan was for every one Japanese person, take as many Americans as possible. They didn't have it was pull your grenade or crash your plane or crash your vehicle. It wasn't a tactical, we're going to hold this hill for 20 minutes and you kill as many of them as you can. It was, as soon as you get captured, pull your grenade belt. Just kill as many Americans as you can. Whereas anytime black people have had the high ground, it's always been notoriously bad for anyone on the other end of that. Any battle where we've ever managed to take the high ground with a gun or a spear has never ended well in the favor of the other person. Maybe it went their way, most likely it didn't, and usually there was a way bigger soldier loss than the war was worth. It turned into a war of attrition, and we lost like 100 dudes to 1,000, so the war of attrition was won. So, genetics, race, the left holds on to genetics to be racist. Asian people, automatically, you have to be smart. If you fail math once, you're just autistic. I'm sorry. And that's the leftist view. Black people, you'll never be a good father. You can't be president. You can't do whatever you want because you need a white person holding your hand to make that happen for you. White people, y'all are terrible. Y'all better feel guilt about what you did. Toy knife, by the way, guys, so that when YouTube doesn't... Here, let me... can't cut through nothing with this. It's a toy knife. Piece of wood. It's what's making the clanking. I mean, white people, y'all got a lot to apologize for. Talking to you with this fake knife. I'm gonna cut some cookies, and guess who doesn't get one? White people. White people don't get a cookie. And that's how the left wants you to feel. You don't need a cookie. The joke about the cookie the other day was hilarious, but not like anything serious. With or without acknowledgement, you have to live your life for you. Racism doesn't make that possible. The fucked up thing is the racism pervades on the right and left. Nobody knows who Robert Doyle is. Okay, Robert Doyle, I want to say like 17 or 1870s. Wrote the book called The Seven Great Races. The Seven Great Races, which he described Africans, Mexicans, Chinese, Japanese, Japanese and Chinese were all one race. See, okay, that's another thing. Okay, Filipino people are not as bright as fucking people from China, and that's just given, like, China's been around for a very long time, and I'm sure the Philippines have as well. But they've also been a highly advanced culture and society for a very, very long time. So they had time to get good at the kind of mathematics that go into a building, the kind of mathematics that go into science. They had the kind of time to worry about socially building that other societies have not had to worry about or even been able to worry about due to just the conditions and the atmospheres they're in. In Africa, it doesn't matter if you can understand how to build a 3-story tower. That does as they move further and further into the first world. But if you can't survive a lion, you're SOL either way. It doesn't matter what you can build. At that point, if you're gonna get eaten, you're gonna get eaten, and you can't do anything about that. So I guess it's like, trajectory. Things like that. That's something black people excel at, is trajectory, due to the fact that our ancestors spent as long as the Asian people did studying math, throwing spears at lions. And yes, that does sound racist in and of itself, but it is a different form of intelligence, being able to hunt. That's called survival intelligence. And I'm not saying the Chinese can't hunt. I'm saying they could have in the day. There was a time when all of men were hunter-gatherers. So, like, I guess it's like people try to say IQ placements are genetic, and I can agree and disagree with that. I don't like IQ because they've never done well on the tests, and I'm always stressed, and you're never supposed to take them stressed. But people tell me I'm one of the smartest people they meet, and I'm like, wait till you read an IQ test of mine, and then you're going to invalidate everything I say off of that. What makes me sound smart is I'm educated and researched. I care about what I'm talking about, and I research it frequently. I don't make it a point to talk out of my ass. I don't see a need to waste words like that. That's actually where I'm doing these videos, and just trying to reach out to maybe even other black people or mixed black people who feel the same way, who don't want to be pushed around by the left and feel scared of the right. I felt that at one point. I thought they were going to be as bad. I thought the racism was going to be as bad, but it wasn't, and it was never poised to be. It was never going to be. These were the people that wanted you freed. These were the people that wanted you to have rights. These are the people that stopped the Jim Crow laws. Like, you have to understand that these are not the Democrats, those people who kept you in chains, okay, the North didn't abolish slavery for 10 extra years after the war was over. What was that about? With the South being a primarily Republican area, they followed the law. Rockstar. Sponsorship. Holler. Probably not. I'm probably too controversial for Rockstar. I mean, like, that'd be cool if they, like, picked someone from the left with mirroring ideologies, and we made videos to fight for our sponsorship, kinda. Or, like, they gave us both a sponsorship, and they had us both just duking it out to verbally to see whose ideas were better and who was gonna win the ultimate Rockstar sponsorship and get, like, a Rockstar car or something. That'd be fucking lit. You guys would be all hella in. I'd be like, Team Drew, we're gonna win this. I've got research, facts, evidence, science, data. The other guy got video editing, though. He might win. He might win. I really think about this. No matter how much character I bring to y'all in the camera, that video editing has always been what's defeated me. But the left would say, in a racist fashion, there's nothing I could do to become a better video editor. I should just hand it off to my Asian friend who's a great video editor. Here's the issue. Race doesn't dictate IQ, and IQ doesn't dictate strictly intelligence. It's a measure of where you will end up most likely in society. If you are a 150, 160 or higher, you are most likely either going to end up running a company or doing some sort of legal work. You're not going to be involved with the general populace as much. It's just not what you'd prefer to do. If your IQ is about a 90 or lower, you're gonna be a stalker for life. Like, that's what it's telling you, is you don't have the insight to do this. But again, those things can also be trained. So, like, you could end up as an 82 IQ and almost with, like, some severe mental damage. And as long as you were committed to your job and showed the drive and effort and necessary determination to get better, you would excel and become a manager in 10 years or less. It might take longer for you to become a manager, given that you have some mental hang-ups and you're not able to process all the information that needs to be processed immediately. But I would say that I've definitely seen Wendy's pull it off. Why aren't more corporations hiring people with autism or Down syndrome as long as they can work, as long as they're capable of working and want to work? Why not hire them? They're people too. They need work. I trust those people with my food just as much as anyone else, and I can say on the day where the autistic people are working at Wendy's and the people with Down syndrome are working at Wendy's, my food is better, and it's faster. So you're gonna tell me that this dude who can get my food out on time doesn't want $15 an hour for the job, can't get a job just because he can do it well? But yet, his IQ score is what's gonna be his holdback? On the left and right, we both got to abolish that thinking with the IQ score. All the IQ score means is what you're most likely end up going to do. There's lists of categories for every like 10 brackets on the IQ chart of what's perfect work for you. If you're like 72, you should just go into construction. You probably got some mad strength. You need to go into construction because that's where we need you. But IQ isn't more than good for societal placement. And so, like I was saying, the person can be trained. You could be not shit as a lawyer, and in 5 to 10 years be running your firm when you go in, and you could have had a 90 IQ, but if you fucking passed with your SATs at 1600 and your fucking ACTs at 36, no one's looking at you dumb, bud. No one. That's the thing, is you're not dumb. But the left will tell you that if you have a 136 IQ and you're black, you can't run the store. Because you're black, you need a white person to run it for you and to help you run it. Otherwise, you're never going to be given that opportunity. Otherwise, all the effort you put into getting better mean nothing. So that's the racism part. If that made you uncomfortable, good. If you're on the left and that made you uncomfortable, it should. You need to stop talking to your black friends that way before you lose your black friends. That's one of many reasons I'm not friends with a lot of people anymore, is the racism. They're blatant and adherent racism. If you're gonna stereotype me as having a huge cock, fuck it. That's funny as shit, do it. I don't care. If you're gonna stereotype me as eating fried chicken all the time when I actually prefer my chicken baked or grilled. Baked or grilled chicken is the leanest and best chicken you go get. But I don't always eat fried chicken, so if you're gonna put that on me and that shit, you know black people don't like to hear that shit. Every black man want to hear, I bet you got a big ass dick, bruh, and we're all, you know the stereotype. Maybe switch up how we're being racist. Maybe it's like, damn, Johnny, you will be a porn star one day or something. Who knows? Who knows? But like, I'm saying, like, don't look at your black homie and tell them what they're not gonna be, and look at your Asian homie who's failing in math and go, I know you can do it, I know you smart enough because you Asian. You got that 122 IQ, even though Jimmy got that 136. He ain't smart enough to pass math, he black. That makes you racist. If that makes you uncomfortable, then stop being that way. You will lose your black friends. I've already given up those people, and it was no loss in my life. So that's that. Thought policing. I will not condone the ignorance that is spread through that racism. So when I stand up to it and am called out and told by my ex, Megan Hines, not to call her out and name drop her and shout her out again, but just throwing it out there, which she said, I am more privileged than you and I can do more in this life than you. But she is a housewife. Barely working. So, I mean, she work if she want to, I guess, but she don't have to work. Okay, that's not privileged. A privilege is work. Work is not a right. You are not guaranteed the right to work. It is a privilege. So if you're working or you're trying to work, you're more privileged than the person sitting at home telling you about how privileged you are. Just remember that. You have the ability and privilege of work. That's a privilege you have over that person. Now, it was a white woman telling me this. This is thought policing. They want there to be some sort of hierarchy where black men don't listen to the black woman, but listen to the white woman. Or the white man, but we don't listen to the black man or the black woman. We don't listen to the people who care about us and came from where we came from. Snoop didn't come from where y'all came from. Get that out of your fucking head. Snoop Dogg is a filthy, traitorous fucking liar to y'all. And I fucking swear to you, if he ever make another album, I'm coming for him musically. Because I'm gunning for his spot. I'm gunning for fucking Jay's spot. Because these people have harmed you. Jay ain't give you no game for free $3.99. He sold you an album for $9.99. Come on, get with it. For the same price that you bought that Jay-Z album for, I'd be listening to it for free off of fucking YouTube for the same price a month. I'll be paying $120 a year. So what you be paying for 10 albums from Jay-Z, let's just say Jay-Z, let's just say they ain't $12.99 because all those special editions is $12.99, $15.99, $9.99. You get 12 Jay-Z CDs. I got 12 Jay-Z CDs plus any other song I want to find as long as I'm looking it up on YouTube Music. I'm using the premium. I gave you game for free $3.99. No, you sold us an album for $9.99. No niggas got free $3.99 was on Spotify and on YouTube and maybe other streaming services. But everybody who bought the hard copy and waited 2 weeks online, that shit. Maybe there wasn't no hard copy. There probably wasn't. Fuck Jay-Z. But Snoop Dogg, Jay-Z, they are not for you. When Snoop Dogg tells you to share your favorite Farrakhan video, that's him trying to hurt you and get you removed off of Facebook. He wants to be the only brother on Facebook. He wants to be the only brother out there getting attention from the white girls. He missed those days before y'all had Facebook. Now that y'all are on Facebook, he's got to pretend to be cool with y'all and da-da-da. But he's just trying to talk to the white girl. He don't want to talk to you. But he still got to be cool because you his fan and you helped driving those sales. But now he's telling you to share Farrakhan videos knowing that shit will get you banned. Fucking Snoop knowing that will get you banned. You got to fucking share his videos and his articles and you got to share everything he said because... But that's the thought policing of the left. Think like we do. Believe like we do. You're not privileged. I'm privileged. And it's all white people telling you this. It is not a bunch of black people on the left saying how privileged they are. It's a bunch... That's how you know there's some racist division going on the left, is that they don't allow black people to feel the same way. If you're rich and black, you can't feel privileged and entitled. You gotta feel like you came from nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let's see, I think I actually covered most of it with the first topic. The racism's the biggest part. The thought policing is terrible. I mean, it's not what people sign up for. It's not why people want to be around y'all. I mean, really. I used to want to be a leftist and I wanted to be a liberal because I loved the idea of everybody loves love. Like, everybody needs love. You can handle any problem with love. But then that turns into you can handle any problem with saying racist shit and free things. And no, that's not how it works. In reality, you got to be good to people. You can't tell people, I'm more privileged than you. I mean, really. I mean, what makes you so much more privileged? Maybe I'm gifted in different ways. I'm socially gifted. I can speak to a room of people, something Ben Shapiro can do. But you can't do that. So you don't have privilege over me in that room. When we walk into a room full of new faces and are asked to give a speech about what we believe in, stand it. I also know my morals. So I know what the speech I'm going to give is about. So it's going to sound good. You're going to give a speech about how your morals include hard work, money, getting you a good family going. Those aren't bad morals, but they're basic morals that everybody has. They're nothing to trip over. I'm here like, well, would you kill a man for your last piece of bread? I'm like, because if the man came at me wrong, I might. And that's a moral decision. If you come at me for my last piece of bread and you finna fucking kill me for it, fuck yeah, you gonna die for my last piece of bread. If you starving and you go, hey, you got anything I could eat? I got a piece of bread? Homie, it's yours. Homie, it is yours. Because maybe some way later that day I'll figure out my food. I don't know. But on the other end of that person wasn't going to figure that out. That person was literally asking for help with food and people walking past. I mean, we got to do better. I mean, that's just overall, like, everybody's got to do better. But it ain't right to tell people you're privileged or to tell them that, hey, we're banning you because we don't like how you think or what you believe. I mean, really, comment, like, or subscribe, and like I said, drop a comment, argue with me, show me what you believe. I mean, shit, we all probably have different beliefs. That's the thing. That's the crazy and awesome thing. None of us have to have the same beliefs. We live in America. You can believe whatever you want, I can believe whatever I want, and we can argue about it. We can talk about it. We don't even have to argue. We can discuss. That's what I really want, is a discussion. I'd love it if y'all could drop a discussion about your experiences with racism, thought policing, the left, honestly, and just being put down by those people. Like, let me know your experiences. Or shit, if you have an opposite experience, tell me that too. Let's compare, let's contrast. Let's see what's common, what's not. Let's build the common denominator of experiences with the left. But other than that, YouTube, have a good day. You might see this today, you might see it a couple weeks from now. I don't know, I'm gonna fucking private list a few of these, so catch you later.